Konnichiwa! Bossy desu! So summer is slowly starting to come to a close, and as sad as that is, I've noticed that on the streaming site that I watch, they are starting to put up some new anime series, and that's really exciting. The one that has intrigued me the most so far has been Classroom of the Elite. Now, this isn't your completely normal slice of life school anime. But instead, the students are on a remote island. They go to a government run school and they're supposed to be trained to be the nation's next leaders. It's a very familiar environment, but also a bit of a twist on something that most people are accustomed to. So in this anime, the students actually receive this great monthly stipend to help them live because they're on a remote island. They're kind of banned from communication with the outside world, but it's pretty much like its own city because it has entertainment, it has food, it has stores, everything that you need to live. You pretty much have to buy. So it's a lot like what most of us probably experienced the first time we went to college, if you went away to college where you had to start living a much more independent life, or if you went to boarding school, then maybe you experienced this there as well. But you have to buy everything that you need to live, and they don't really have jobs except going to school, so you get this stipend from the government as you attend this government run school to become one of the nation's next leaders. And the people that graduate from this school, I think they're supposed to have like 100% of their graduates go on to college, and they also tend to lead very good lives after graduating from college. So graduation from this government run school is almost a guarantee at a great life in the future. And who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want to have a great life as part of their future? And then you get this amazing stipend to live on. Everything seems great. And then we slowly learn that graduation from this high school is not guaranteed. This stipend is not guaranteed either. The crazy thing, the rules to determine if you get it, unwritten. The teachers not telling anything. So there are a lot of secrets at this school that have not yet been revealed as far as how they determine how much of a stipend you get. There are secrets as far as the backgrounds of some of the students. There are secrets as far as the intentions of some of the students. So from what I'm picking up, it looks like, of course, graduation is not guaranteed. And I guess technically graduation isn't guaranteed for anybody in any high school, right? But sometimes it seems like the students themselves may be working against the other students to make sure that they don't graduate. And it seems like some of the students have a little bit of knowledge about what the unwritten system is that determines how much money you get. It's all really confusing. It's all very mysterious. They haven't revealed very much yet. But we're following class 1D. So that's the first year's D class. You have A, B, C, D for each of the years. And D class are the ones that are the most at risk of not graduating. They also seem to be the ones that have the least amount of knowledge about these unwritten rules. So I think it's going to be a very interesting concept. I think it's going to be a really fun anime. But I bring up this anime, Classroom of the Elite, because it's what we're using to learn some vocabulary from this month. And our first word is Coco. Coco. Coco is high school. So this is a pretty staple word to know if you're going to watch any slice of life anime, because so many of them take place in schools, and the vast majority of them are going to take place in Coco, in high school. There are a few that take place in middle school. There are a couple that take place in college. Very, very few take place in elementary school. But most of them, Coco, most of them take place in high school. And that is what we're in for this anime, is a government-run high school. The next word is Byodo. Byodo. Byodo means equality. And the main male character actually begins off the first episode of the series, by asking, are we all, as human beings, equal? It's a very interesting thing, right? And as you probably gathered from what I said before when I was explaining what the anime was about, they do all appear to be equal as they enter the school. They all receive the same stipend. They've all got this great future ahead of them as they go to this great school. Slowly, these rankings come in and these stipends are changing, and everyone doesn't seem to be getting treated equally. But we're not really sure why. We're not really sure what the school's concept around equality is, but it does seem like everything in the school will not be equal, and people get treated very differently depending on their status in the school. The next word, though, is mirai. Mirai means future, and everyone in this school is supposed to be being groomed to be a leader for the nation. So they would be the ones that lead the nation into the future that it desires to have. We all know that the children are the future. So, yeah, mirai. The children are the ones that lead the future. And then for our last word, it's actually a phrase that I found to be really funny and interesting, and that would be "shippaishita," "shippaishita," which the streaming site translated as "I blew it," and it's from what I can tell, this is actually coming from the verb "shippai suru," and "shippai suru" means to fail. So it happens as something that the main male character says to himself after he has to give his introduction. And I don't know about you, but I've had many an awkward introduction myself where "shippaishita" would definitely have been what I felt afterwards. I'm hoping though that the verb "shippai suru," to fail, is not something that I have to say very often in Japanese, but failure is a part of life, and failure is definitely a part of learning. So to recap, the words that we learned this month were Coco, meaning high school, Yolo, meaning equality, mirai, meaning future, and shippai suru, meaning to fail. And I don't necessarily wish failure upon any of you. I really hope that "shippaishita" does not become your catchphrase when you start thinking about your journey to Japanese fluency. Instead, I say, happy Nihongo learning. I wish you the best on your journey, and thanks for watching.
育成高等学校、それは政府が作り上げた未来を支えていく若者たちの育成を目的とした学びや、就職率進学率 100% を謳い、国主導の徹底した指導により希望する未来に全力で応えるという、嘘偽りだらけの平等と不平等という受け入れがたい事実。